Hi everyone, the mailman has been today and he dropped off this for me. This is the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette and I thought I would go ahead and play with it on camera and let you know what I think about it. So this video is going to be a first impression / application. I finished the look. I've got my own opinions of how this palette worked out, which you'll have to keep watching to see. So I picked this up from Cult Beauty, however it has just launched in Sephora. I think it's an online exclusive at the moment. I know a lot of girls picked this up and there have been some mixed reviews. I've heard some positives and some negatives, but I haven't formed an opinion yet because I haven't, well actually now as I I was going to say I haven't actually opened it yet, but I obviously have because I have applied this. But before applying this makeup, I had not even opened it or looked at it. So you're getting my absolute first impressions and you're going to see me apply this. So if you're interested in seeing what I think of this look, what I think of, there was a bit of a mishap in this video, so you'll get to see kind of two looks. But if you're interested in seeing what my thoughts are on this little tiny palette, then please stay tuned. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put on some base. I've applied some concealer under my eyes and then I've also applied a whole bunch of powder because I'm not really sure how this is going to perform under the eyes or whether it's going to have any fallout or not. So I've put that down just in case, and it's also doing a great job at just baking under my eyes as well. So, my first impressions. Obviously this is the first part of the video that I'm filming, so it would make most sense to tell you about my first impressions now. My first absolute impression when I opened up the package was that just how small it is. I'm not sure, I guess I expected it to be a little bit bigger. I had seen photos of it, but in person it just seems so much smaller than it does online. It's really, really tiny. To compare it to the other palettes, that's what it looks like. I guess I was expecting the palette to almost be like half the size of the regular palette, but it is much, much smaller, as I did say. It's very, very cute, and actually I'm not so mad about it. After I have a look at inside and have a look at sort of what it looks like and how many shades, like I know how many shades it contains, but like what the shades are like, this might be actually something really fabulous to travel with. Okay, so here we go. Oh, okay, it's actually far more beautiful in person than I expected it to be. The shades, the rosy shades, are actually a lot darker and deeper than I thought they would be, and the shimmers and the glitter is just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Now again, I'm going to have a look at how it performs on the eyes, but I feel like if this performs really well, this might be something that I could travel with. Like I said, much more beautiful in real life than it is online. I feel like they could have replaced one of these shades perhaps with a more mid-tone brown, so that you have you know, not those two shades, they look quite similar. But we'll have a look at how this performs. I'm actually really pleased I got this. Of course I was going to get the Mauve Obsessions out of all of them. Sorry about the mirror. Of course I was going to get the Mauve because you know I'm all about that rosy eye look at the moment. Alright, so let's get started. It makes absolute sense for me to start off by putting a base of that cream shade down. And I'm just going to apply that all over the eye using a Morphe E30. Now, before anyone says anything, I'm not a massive Morphe fan. I've used a few of their brushes. Today I'll be using Morphe and Zoeva brushes. I feel like for the price, they're actually not a bad brush. My brows are a little bit heavier than they are usually. That's just what happened. It was not planned. I'm going to go ahead and use that middle shade there. That's another matte. Well, this is annoying. I've gone ahead and recorded this eye look thinking that the camera was still working, but something went wrong. So my first impressions are that this look did not come out as blended as I hoped it would. It's obviously not finished. So basically what I did, this is so annoying. I feel like I might just need to start again. Shall we? Okay. Okay, so just like last time, I'm going to go ahead and use that cream shade just to set everything and make sure that we have a nice even base. There's still the tiniest amount of pink shadow close to my lash line, but I just didn't want to rub around too much. I'm then going to grab the Morphe M200 and use that middle shade really, really lightly to create a bit of a crease shade. And I felt like last time I used it, I was probably a little heavy-handed, and a lot of the other shadows did melt into it, but looked a little bit too similar and things started to look a little bit muddy. But of course you wouldn't know that because my camera was not filming. Not that I'm bitter. And as I did say last time, I'm going to stop saying that. Okay, so I do tend to take my shadows up a little bit higher than the crease because I don't have a lot of lid space. And so otherwise if I don't, my lid, like my looks look really narrow. Using that same brush, I'm going to, do I do the same thing or do I do something different? Let's do the same thing. I'm going to go into that really rosy shade there. And just concentrate that sort of in the true crease. Grabbing that dark shade, I think I might end up doing a bit of a halo eye. So I'm going to place some of that darker shade on the inner lid here and placing it on the outer lid. And we're not worrying about blending that too much at the moment. This is a really nice shade, but it just looked like it was going to be so much darker in the pan. I'm going to use an M332 and I'm going to grab a little bit more of that pink shade with a little bit of that transition shade, and I'm just going to blend that a little bit. I'm going to go in with that shimmer shade there and just pop it right in the center of the lid. And I'm going to pink up a little bit of that other pink too because that shade is not laying down as pigmented as I thought it would be. Alright, I'm going to use a clean, this is a Zoeva Luxe Crease brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just buff the edges out because this is looking a little muddy. And I feel like a lot of the colours have just become very, very similar on my lids. So I'm going to pick up a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm going to pick up that glittery shade as well as some more of that pink. So those two. And I'm going to dampen the brush and pop that in the center. That's actually looking a lot nicer. And I feel like we really need to darken out this outer corner a little bit, which is why I don't know if you got this, because I'm not sure if it was filming before or not, but I feel like we really could have replaced one of these two dark shades with a sort of a brown that would just deepen up. I might use this because this is the closest to a brown. So I'll see if I can kind of anchor the look with a bit of darkness. This might be what we needed. I feel like this might be what we needed, but still I think I would have loved a brown or something in here. I also feel like one of these, anyway, I'll tell you at the end. I'll tell you at the end what my thoughts are. I'm going to use a teeny little detailing brush with that really light pink on the inner corner. Having trouble getting any brightness. Oh, that's a little better. Just a clean brush. Quite a lot of fallout here. And lastly, I'm going to grab that cream shade again on my big fluffy blending brush and really just go around the edges so as to try and buff out some of that harshness, because I really feel, I'm not sure how it's translating on camera, but in person it feels quite harsh. And of course that will change once I put mascara and liner and the rest on. But it looks really stark to me right now. Alright, so I'm going to jump off camera and I'm going to just finish the rest of my makeup. And then I'll get back on and let you know what my final thoughts are about this palette. Okay, and I'm back. I didn't end up putting falsies on. I ended up using a few coats of the Mega Volume Miss Baby Roll, which I find to be one of the most volumizing mascaras I've ever used. I've actually got quite spidery lashes, which never occurs. So I've gone without lashes, which I think has made a little bit of a difference, but I also want you to see the shadows for what they are. But this is the finished look. What do you think about the eyeshadow? Can you tell that I'm not loving it? I'm not sure. Look, as someone who's not a makeup artist, I always kind of assume that perhaps my application was the reason why things don't work out for me. But having said that, I've used both other Huda Beauty palettes without any issues, and I feel like I've liked the application of those ones a lot more than I have these. Now, perhaps it's the colours. I feel like everything looks quite muddy, quite messy. I feel like a lot of the darker shades are very much almost bruise-like. They've cast this really dark shadow wherever they've touched these dark colours, and the shimmers aren't quite as nice as what I'm used to with the other palettes. Now, like I said, this one is made in China, whereas the other palettes are made in Italy, which means that they've used different labs, different factories to produce these. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the formula is slightly different, and I'm really disappointed because I had such absolute high hopes for this. It literally came in the mail today, and I couldn't wait to use it. Like, the colours are exactly what I've been about lately. I've been using blushes on my eyes recently so that I can get that really pretty rosy look, but this is a lot darker than what I expected it to be, so I guess that's my fault as well. This transition shade here I found a little bit excuse me, a little bit too dark for me, although if you have a darker skin tone than I do, then it might work a lot better for you. But I feel like automatically, as soon as you put that down, the look was automatically very, very dramatic. And I guess this is very much like an Instagram look eyeshadow palette. I feel like with the other sort of regular palettes that she has, you can create everything from a nice, very soft, neutral look to a smoky look to mauvey looks, all sorts of stuff. But this palette in particular will only give you quite a vampy look. What I might try next time is I might just try using the cream and that pink and mix those together and put those in the crease, and then just stick to these two shimmery shades as my lid sort of shimmer. Yes, it's a bit of a shame. I'm in love with that shade in the pan. As soon as it goes on the eyes, it becomes almost identical to this shade here. So yeah, big disappointed with that. I really wanted to love this so much. So I'm going to play with it a little bit more. I'm not going to cast my opinion yet. So these Obsession palettes are available online now at Sephora in Australia. They're priced at $48. So $50 for that. I don't think, the one that I've tried, I don't think it's worth that money, having tried it now once. I think if you really want to, I just don't think, if you go out and buy one of these and this is what your expectation of the other palettes is going to be like, I think you'll be wrong. So I don't think this is a good representation of the Huda palette. I definitely think you should splurge just that little bit extra cash, or it's probably double the amount of cash, but that extra cash, and pick up the full size one, because I feel like obviously it's so much more versatile, but also I do feel like the quality is better. As of right now, I did only receive this today. I actually bought it from Cult Beauty, as I've said, and I said they are $48, but this one here, the Mauve Obsession, is actually sold out online, so you only get the other 3 palettes, I want to say. So that's it from me. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a negative one. I didn't intend it to be. I really thought I was going to love this. But anyway, okay, so let me know if you think I'm absolutely crazy in the head, and if you think this look actually is very pretty and very wearable. Maybe it looks a little different on camera than it does in person. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if you think it's nice. Or let me know if you think it's not nice. Whatever. Alright, so that's it. Thank you so much for coming and spending a little time with me on a little corner of the internet. And I would love for you to subscribe and give a thumbs up. And other than that, have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.